This is a simple true or false slide. You have a statement, a true button and a false button. You choose the wrong one, it says so, and if you choose the right one, it gives you the explanation. I want to show you 4 creative ways to use this ultra simple slide type in ways you might not have thought before. I'm Ramgopal from presentationprocess.com. We help you present your ideas better. The most basic way to use this slide type is to see whether your audience remembers some of the facts you've mentioned in your presentation. A different way to use this slide type is as doubt settlers. Let me explain. Let us say you are a coach and you delivered a presentation on some soft skills, like say how to lead your team better. In such presentations, you would notice that there are always certain gray areas where when you have two options, both of them could seem to be the right ones. But you want to prescribe only one right way. In such cases, it is always a good idea to bring up these two option questions, let them debate both the options in their mind, and then you prescribe the right option. Let me show you an example. When someone on your team makes a visible mistake, do you address it publicly or privately? Now, this is a question they might not have thought of to ask you, but then you bring that up. In this case, you can see that the answer could be both publicly or privately, and each of them have their own reasons. But then as a coach, you prescribe that any type of reprimanding has to be done only privately. When they choose the wrong answer, it says so, and when they choose the right answer, they get the explanation. Like always, public correction protects your authority, but private correction protects their dignity. Only one of those builds loyalty. Let me give you another example so you get the concept clearly. When you don't feel like creating, do you wait for motivation or create anyway? Now, this is a question every creator has in their mind but never bothered to ask. And the two options, one to wait and the other one to create, are both right. But then as a coach, you only prescribe one thing, which is to create, and you can see the response here. Motivation follows action. It doesn't precede it. Waiting for the right feeling is how months disappear. So these two option questions can be quite powerful to bring clarity in the minds of your audience. The second creative way to use these two option questions is as surprise openers. There are times you may need to create presentations where the audience you're about to present already has a high level of awareness about the topic you're about to discuss. So there is always this risk where your audience might think there is nothing more to learn about this subject. In such situations, these two option questions can be your potent weapon to shock them a little bit at the start of your presentation and get them to pay attention. Let me show you how I would do it. Let us say I have a presentation on the subject of sleep. Now, everybody knows about sleep, or that is how they assume. Now, if I want to make a start, I would start with something like this. You have an important presentation tomorrow morning. It's midnight. Do you stay up another hour reviewing your slides, or do you sleep? And you have these two options. One is to sleep, other one is to review. Now, what is the natural answer? To review? That is incorrect. And then you say sleep is the right one, and you give the reasons for it. Now, you don't stop there. You go to the next question, which can be another surprising fact. You slept 6 hours last night. You feel fine. Are you operating at full capacity, or are you impaired? Now, if they feel that they already are operating at full capacity, it is an incorrect answer. Then you show the right answer. And the most important thing is the kind of information that you show here. After 2 weeks of 6-hour nights, your cognitive performance matches someone who has been awake for 24 hours straight. The dangerous part, you stop noticing the decline. You feel fine, you are not. So as an answer to these questions, you bring up some interesting facts that will make them to sit up and listen to your presentation. Now, why is this such a powerful technique? It is because as humans, we are wired to answer questions, especially when the answer seems to be very simple. And that is the trick. Now, instead of this, if I were to start my presentation by saying, today we are going to learn about sleep and the benefits of sleep, you can be very sure that the audience is going to sleep right after the first two sentences. Now we are going to shift the gears to the next level. A very good way to use your two option questions is as belief shifters. There are 3 steps to the construct of this slide type. The first one is a provocative statement. A statement that looks obviously true, but the right answer is false. Or A statement that looks obviously false, but in reality, the right answer is true. For example, in a presentation to consultants, this is the statement. Adding more data to your recommendation makes it more persuasive. Is it true or false? Now, this data looks so obviously true for consultants. Like when you have more data, you naturally will be more persuasive, right? So when you click on true, it shows it as incorrect. And when you click on false, you get the real explanation, which is beyond a threshold, more data increases doubt, not confidence. Decision makers start looking for the hole in your argument. The most persuasive presentations use exactly enough data and then stop. Let me give you an example of the other way around as well. Your client already knows what the problem is. This obviously looks like a false statement because the very reason why you are hired as a consultant is because they don't know what the problem is. Or so you thought. When you choose false, it shows as incorrect, and then when you show true, it gives you the explanation. First, you have a provocative statement, which looks obviously true, but might be false or the other way around. Second is the surprise reveal. And the third and a very important thing is what is the implication or what is the action as a result of this realization. And this you bring up with the team as a debate and then decide on the way forward. And the fourth powerful way to use these two option questions is as thought starters or as exploration starters. Let me explain. Let us say you want to make a presentation on a subject where there is no recommended right way of going about things. So the objective of your presentation is to make people think about the various options and their consequences. In such a situation, these two option questions can be such a powerful tool. Take a look at this. Your client keeps delaying a decision on your recommendation. You need to respond, and you have two options. One is you send a follow-up email summarizing the recommendation again, or you request a 20-minute call to understand their hesitation. Now, you ask the participants to debate about the consequences of either of these options. Then they make a choice. Let us say they decide, I want to request a 20-minute call to understand their hesitation. Then you click. Now, that opens up two options. On the call, you discover the real issue. The CFO wasn't in the room during your presentation and hasn't seen it yet. So you offer to forward the presentation deck to the CFO, or you offer to do a fresh 20-minute walkthrough with the CFO present. Then once again, you open the floor for discussion. Let us say they choose this option, and based on that option, they have two more choices. Can you see the drift here? Now, we are not really showing one particular way of doing a certain thing. We are opening the floor for discussion on the various options based on the different decision points. And this can be a very powerful way to engage your audience during these kind of presentations. The thing is, this is a very easy slide type to set up. First, you choose a title-only layout and then write your statement here. Then you make two buttons. It is very simple. You go to any shape and then let us say this rounded rectangle. And then you can add a shape effect like this, like say preset, and click on this preset. Give this one as a green color, the other one as red color. Write true on one and false on the other. Then add another text box and say incorrect and add animation to it. I'm going to select this. Go to animations and add a simple animation like say float in animation for 0.5 seconds. Now this animation happens only on the click of this button. Now what is the name of the button? That I need to set up. So I go to home, editing, go to select and say selection pane. And here I have selected this button and I've called it false, and selected this button and called it true. And this particular text box I have named it as incorrect. And this happens in the animation pane. You can say that this floats in on the click of this. This is triggered by clicking on false. So when I click on this, this floats in. So you can see I click on this, it floats in. Now, I don't really have to do anything to the other option, which is the right option, because whenever I click on this or anywhere else on the slide, it automatically goes to the next slide, which has the explanation. It is that simple. Now, the best part is once I have these two slides set up, I just can copy both the slides and then duplicate them. I just need to then go back and change these questions and these options, and I can keep on using this any number of times. If you want to know a much better way to set up a more sophisticated quiz questions using PowerPoint, I've already created an elaborate video on this called Convert Boring Slide to Interactive Quiz Game in PowerPoint. I will leave a link to that right now in the description box below the video. It already has around 114,000 views. It's a very popular video. So you watch that to learn how to create interactive animated quizzes. But if you're a busy presenter but still want to take advantage of interactive quizzes in your presentations, then you can choose this product here, which is available on our website, and the link is also in the description box below the video. The product is called 220 Interactive PowerPoint Quiz Templates. This product is quite liked by teachers, so click on the link, make a purchase, and you will see that the product adds value. I'll see you inside this video next.